certainty about how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula Bore Formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I do think that works, Riley Osborne and team. My co-host having some technical issues. He is here listening, and Riley, he will be in studio here very shortly. But shall we introduce these fine folks you guys brought here today?
Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
Let's do it. From Franklin, Tennessee, managing partner of an analytical testing lab servicing the treatment and substance abuse community, on a mission to improve patient care, recognized for unmatched turnaround time, offering cutting-edge technology coupled with highly trained technicians in the space for over 5 years, looking to impact the industry as a whole and create a new level of service and value brought to everyone that needs it. Let's welcome to the show, Adrian Nahara.
Hi, everybody. Riley, thanks again for inviting me on, man. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, my name's Adrian. I am a partner.
So Adrian, hold on, because as I was sharing in the green room, remember after the introductions, we're going to share a fun fact. And so Adrian, this is the time that you would share that fun fact. So what is the fun fact that you would like everybody to know about you? It could be something you're proud of, something cool that you've done, something, Adrian, that would make us go, Adrian, no way.
Fun fact about myself, I'm an avid diver. I know it's kind of weird, and probably the only challenge that I have from living in Franklin, Tennessee is not being by the water, but I've logged over 400 dives. Very much looking forward to get back in the water.
And Adrian, if you could go diving tomorrow, where would you go and why?
Probably Belize. Just the water is beautiful. Yeah, it's never have to wear a wetsuit. It's completely beautiful. You can go 60, 70, 80 feet down, and there's marine life everywhere. And it's, like I said, I'm spoiled being from South Florida. I refuse to go diving with a wetsuit. So any place that's warm and clear is my
You're in. So diving in Belize is the place to go. Adrian, I am hearing you. Are you ready to have some fun today?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. From Nashville, Tennessee, previously managed digital marketing for one of the largest behavioral health facility management companies in the country, now with a medical device company offering practitioners and treatment providers a service to help care for patients and clients. Currently servicing 15 plus facilities from primary care, behavioral health, and elder care, expanding to individuals with ongoing wound and pain care in any space. Let's welcome to the show, Hunter Broadway.
Hey, thank you guys for having me, and thank you, Riley, for inviting me on. Actually, just learned Friday, so pretty quick turnaround, but excited to be here. Quick little fun fact is I actually got the opportunity to play college baseball for a couple of years out in Arkansas.
College baseball. Hunter, if Sean was able to unmute, he would definitely have all kinds of things to say about baseball. And do you have a favorite baseball team now?
Oh yeah, St. Louis Cards.
St. Louis Cardinals in the house. We're gonna start some riots here on the Heart of Influence, so we'll just leave that there. Hunter, are you ready to have some fun?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Coming from Nashville, Tennessee, helps clients struggling with substance abuse arrive safely to detox, residential, and sober living, creating specific programming for this is where my dyslexia, these letters, LQBT, plus and veterans communities, starting in the music business where she wrote songs for artists such as Brooks and Dunn, Reba McEntire, and more. Since then, she has positioned at various facilities as clinical director, events coordinator, director of biz dev, and always incorporating music into daily life. Let's welcome to the show, Mitzi Dawn. Hello, Mitzi. Welcome to the Recovery Unplugged Heart of Influence. And what is your fun fact?
Oh, fun fact, besides I have a barking doodle, is I thought about this, and I don't know if I'm just going to tell. So I'm missing a finger since I was born. And every time somebody asks, I know, look at Riley's freaking out. Every time somebody asks me what happened, I tell them a different dramatic story. So depending on where you're at, it could be a crocodile or it could be skydiving accident. I have had a diving accident, unfortunately, Adrian, where my finger was misplaced. So yeah, that's my fun fact, but y'all don't tell anybody that I do that.
That's
our secret.
That is a super fun fact, Mitzi. And what has been like the most believable scenario where like you said something crazy and someone was like really believed you and was crazy floored?
This one I actually felt bad about it too, because I was working out with a bunch of veterans and there was a lot of amputees in there, and one of them asked me, and I was like, grenade, and then. And I feel like everybody would just know that that's not correct. But then later on, they kind of came up and they're like, so where did you serve? Like, when did the grenade thing happen? And I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
So that one was, they laughed.
I can see how that might not land, yes.
Yeah, no, they're still okay with it. But I was like, yeah, I didn't think that they would believe me. So, but they did. I can't believe it.
They did. That is fun. Well, Mitzi, are you ready to have some fun on the Recovery Unplugged Heart of Influence?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. From Little Rock, Arkansas, Vice President at Wolf Street Foundation, foundation to a successful entrepreneur in the restaurant industry. His own journey of recovery has led him to transforming lives by turning the spark of hope into concrete, actionable recovery, dedicated to sustainable change to be a leader in recovery services, setting a new standard for comprehensive care everywhere. Let's welcome to the show, Chris Dickey. Chris, hello. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Chris, what is your fun fact today?
I appreciate everyone being here and the invite from Riley to be on the show and the warm welcome. My fun fact is I booked a flight to Peru and hiked Machu Picchu, the Incan Trail. Like, it's a 4-day hike, just on a whim.
And Chris, had you like prepared? Because I understand like this hike is like something people prepare for months for, and like guides and equipment. Like, did you prepare, or you just said, "I'm just going to go do it"?
Another fun fact is that I'm impulsive. Sometimes. No, I didn't prepare. That was apparent on the first few hours of the trail.
Wow. And did you make it like all the way to the top? And obviously you made it back.
Oh yeah. It was it was awesome. And Hunter, let's go, baby.
We are climbing to the peaks today, Chris and everyone. And next up from Costa Mesa, California, Costa Mesa, I think, Brotherhood and Leadership Development in the Marine Corps. Thank you for your service. Works in personal and professional development, helping as many people as he can. Fueled by a personal journey of addiction since 2012, he is bringing the best possible recovery care to clients via authenticity and innovation. Beyond helping hundreds of people and family, also known for a successful medical billing company that has been in operations for 4 years. Let's welcome to the show, Sam Woodbury.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thank you, Riley, for inviting me. Fun fact for me would be that my wife and I, it was a double intervention when we got sober in 2012, and we now have 4 daughters together that are 15, 11, 7, and 6. So if you need positive affirmations and encouragement, I'm your guy.
That is amazing. Congratulations on that, Sam, on your beautiful family, your recovery with your wife. That is absolutely beautiful, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up, Lauderdale by the Sea, double major in psychology and retail entrepreneurship, a clinical outreach manager at a psych stylist and mental health liaison with the community, previously worked in several different sales and marketing jobs, finally feeling she is making an impact in society for the greater good due to dealing with suicidal ideation since the age of 11, now helping those struggling from the age on a mission to end youth suicide. Let's welcome to the show, Valentina Farrow. What was that, Valentina? I couldn't hear you.
I like the way you pronounce my last name, but it's Ferrero.
Ferrero, like a Ferrari kind of Ferrero.
Yes, like Ferrero is Cher, but I'm spelled with an F-O-R-E-R-O. But I would say, well, since we're speaking about Ferrero Cher, I have a huge sweet tooth, but that's not a super fun fact. I have 3 passports. So I was born in Colombia, and I have the Colombian passport, and then my mom is from Spain. So I was able to get that European citizenship with the Spaniard passport, and I am a proud USA citizen with a USA passport. So that's my fun fact.
That is extraordinary. 3 passport owner. And I always have this question, Valentina, like, how do you decide like which passport you travel with? Is it just like, what if you're going to a country in which you don't have a passport? Which passport do you then use?
So it depends on each country. So it's funny, for example, like I went on a cruise that it went to St. Petersburg, Russia, and St. Petersburg, Russia doesn't like, Russia in general doesn't like a lot of other countries, but with Colombians, they were fine, which most other countries, we don't use the Colombian passport. We usually want to use the USA or Spain one. But it just depends on where you're going. Like if you're going to Europe, use the European passport. If you're going somewhere in the States, obviously the USA one, or like the Virgin Islands and stuff like that.
Or just use whatever passport that country likes best. That's what I'm hearing, Valentina.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you ready to have some fun?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it. Last but not least, the man that brought us all here together today from Nashville, Tennessee, a leader in long-term recovery, a certified peer recovery specialist, and personal trainer dedicated to holistic wellness, physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial. Revolutionary approach to healing through the power of music, connection, addressing deeper emotional roots of addiction, empowering individuals to reclaim their potential and transform their lives. Partnering with Unblinded, exploring the depths of integrous influence and ecosystem partnerships, helping individuals and organizations see what they don't see, creating lasting impact in their lives and the lives of others. Let's welcome to his show, Mr. Riley Osborne.
Thank you, Bella.
Riley, welcome. And what would you like these fine folks to know about your fun fact?
Oh, goodness. A few of y'all are familiar with me. A few of you aren't nearly as familiar with me. I think the one that'll be weird and fun to the people that don't know me nearly as well is my ice bath addiction. I have a full chest freezer that I turned into an ice bath that I get in when I'm in town. I do travel a lot, but I keep it at 38 degrees Fahrenheit, and I sit in there for anywhere between 6 and 10 minutes. And the theory on it is I don't like doing that shit, but if I can get through that hard thing to start my day, the rest of the day is going to be really, really simple. So if you've never tried it, definitely recommend it. It is not for the faint of heart, but that is my fun fact for today, Miss Bella Verita.
That is incredible. And Riley, what do you think of the fact that Sean Callagy sat in Tony Robbins' plunge pool for 24 minutes? What do you think of that record?
I wonder how long of a shower he had after he got done in that cold plunge, because he definitely was trying to warm up. But I'm good on 24 minutes. I will tell you that much. 6 to 10. That's all you're getting out of me. I'll tell you that.
That's all we are getting out of you. I cannot say that I blame you. Riley, I have yet to take on the cold plunge thing yet. However, I do kind of like the cryotherapy. I'm a big fan of cryotherapy.
It's not as aggressive as I'd like it to be. I want to get hit like a dump truck, you know what I mean? Cryotherapy is just a tease, I think, is my perspective. But by all means, if you like the softer, easier road, Bella, it definitely it works, you know.
I do like the softer, easier road. Thank you for that, Riley. Appreciate that for sure. And on that note, Riley, I will introduce my co-host because I know he will be walking in shortly. So I just want to let everybody know who he is. He is only one of 2 attorneys that has 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016. The only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. And in fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins, I think 18 times now. And when he's not busy flying around, speaking on stages, he is an incredible philanthropist that has raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. So when he gets here, we'll welcome my co-host, Sean Callagy. That's a little bit about who he is. And then just a little bit about myself. Typically, he would introduce me, but just so you guys know a little bit about who I am, I started selling crafts on my parents' front lawn at 8 years old. And I had a really incredible business model because I used to sell my parents would take me to the store, they would buy all my crafts, and then I would turn them into crafts and I would sell them.
You do my job?
I am doing your job. Hello, welcome.
So this woman started selling crafts on our parents' front lawn as an 8-year-old, Riley, as you may or may not know.
Hello, Sean Callagy.
She then progressed to being a 7-figure business generator in the space of network marketing. I mean, think about that. 7 figures in network marketing. Who does that? Like a set of steak knives, an air conditioning filter? What's happening here? By the age of 24, she did a lot in a very young age, 8, 19, 24, very interesting ages. She became a three-peater like Jordan, except not in hoops, but instead in business brokerage. Male-dominated industry. She was the youngest person ever to be the #1 business broker in Nevada. First woman ever do it at all, let alone 3 straight times. She began to train entrepreneurs and Fortune 500 companies. Did you not?
I did. True
And
story.
every sales team she worked with in 2019 doubled their sales. So she's a boss lady of sorts.
I'm the
Then-
boss of you.
You are the boss. of me. Yes. The whip cracks, I respond. Yes. Emily and I. Yes. It goes Emily, then me, which is our dog. So then from that beautiful place, as a person who's cranking business, she becomes skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer, all the things. 2-time, about to be 3-time published author. And also, she's a philanthropist that helped us raise $10 million for charity the past 2.5 years. And in 2023, this boss lady, who's incredibly heart-centered, vulnerable, and powerful, also publicly battled and defeated cancer. So let's welcome to the Recovery Unplugged, Riley Osborne, Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, the one, the only, Bella Verita. Miss Bella Verita, please.
Go with the fun fact is in between my entrepreneurial spirits, from in between the business brokerage and the network marketing company, when I decided I was burnt out from entrepreneurship, I decided to be a cocktail waitress in Vegas. And I was a cocktail waitress at the Hard Rock, which I thought was relative to all our Recovery Unplugged music folks here today.
Yes.
So that's my fun fact.
That would be very, very relevant. And my understanding is that Kid Rock was actually a very appropriate person.
Kid Rock was a very appropriate person. Yes, he actually had me gamble with him one night and he gave me, I don't remember how much he gave me to gamble with, and then let me keep all of my winnings.
Yes. And wasn't inappropriate.
Was not inappropriate.
Yes. Very nice.
No.
So Bella Verita, let's do the things.
Let's do the things, and we will kick I introduced you. I don't know if you heard that, but you were already
I did. I'm very
introduced.
grateful. Yeah.
Yes.
So who's going first?
So we'll kick this off with Hunter.
Hunter, this is what we're doing here. We're exploring the superpower of integrous influence, because what you guys are doing, and by the way, I had the privilege of referring somebody to Recovery Unplugged in the past week. And in that process, I had to go from hello to yes. That's not an easy yes, as you guys know, but everything happens after yes. All of you are well aware of this, but there's an incredible disparity in the quality of creating yes. Like, for example, somebody might be a closer like Edwin Diaz and throw 101, and somebody might be a closer in baseball and throw like 78 and not have made it off their JV high school team, right? So there's a huge disparity between somebody who makes 0 playing baseball and somebody who makes 40 million a year. So we're exploring that distinction. How do people create the most powerful and effective version of creating yes with integrity, with heart? So Hunter, Bella's going to be, to illustrate this, anybody you want her to be. She could be a person who's in trouble and needs to get into recovery. She could be a parent that's enabling somebody. She could be somebody who works in a hospital. She could be a client, philanthropic, fundraising, charitable partner. She could be anything that you want, right? That you'd be going from hello to yes with. It doesn't have to be the ultimate yes. It could be just a yes for a longer conversation. So Hunter, please, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
And I will say this, I'm a terrible enabler because I enable his sugar addiction all the time with just more candy.
Yes.
So I definitely identify as an enabler. But Hunter, who would you like for
And
me to
you're
be?
so sweet.
Yeah, I am sweet. That's
Yes.
true.
So Hunter,
I'm trying to sweeten you up.
thank you.
Hunter, who would you like for me to be?
Yeah, it could be anything in the world.
I mean, she could be like Oprah. She could be, the like Gary Vee, and you want to buy the jets with him. Could be any yes that you're seeking to create. Yes. And it could be like an avatar, like, oh, it's like a homeless person that you want to try to change their life, like whatever you would want to be.
Sure. How about a manager of an addiction facility that's looking to better care for her patients?
Okay.
Awesome. All right, let's take us in.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, this is Hunter. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's really busy today, Hunter.
Yeah, I totally get it. So I won't take a lot of your time. Just wanted to real quick and see what is you guys' approach to addiction treatment there?
As far as in what way? Can you narrow that down a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So what types of treatments are you providing? Are you providing what therapies, consults? What exactly do you guys do there?
Yeah, so we offer a variety of different treatments, but we do treatment through music. We do treatment through talk therapy. We have some other different modalities that people have brought in that we've tested in the past. You know, our objective is to provide the best care for our patients so that they can get the care that they need.
Yeah, and do you currently provide like medication in your treatment as well?
We do, yes.
Okay. Do you ever have any patients that are looking for maybe a little bit more of a holistic approach, looking to get away from medication?
That has definitely been a concern for sure, yes.
Okay, so great. So we actually have a product and actually a service, neurofeedback and brain training, in which it's a non-invasive procedure and a great alternative to, you know, maybe pushing additional medication. And even if they are on medication, it's works well alongside of it. Multiple studies show, and it's another option for your patients. Have they ever asked for any sort of maybe more of a holistic approach?
Yeah, but I've heard about this stuff, but I just don't know if it actually works.
Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. So let me share this with you then. So with us, we can come in, give it a try. It's not something that you've got to try long term. We can come in, take care of all of expenses to provide this as a service to you guys as patients. And if it doesn't work out, no worries. And you're not in any risk because we're taking on all of that with the expenses. And we can give this a try for your patients to see if it's going to benefit them, but then also you guys as well. Is there a time that we can maybe set up a demo, kind of show you how this works and how it can benefit the patients?
And so do you think like just after one trial session with someone, they could possibly see results?
So no, so this, because we are retraining the brain to help alleviate symptoms that sort of go with addiction, even those coexisting conditions such as depression, anxiety, I kind of compare it to like a muscle. You have to continue to work it out to create those healthy habits. Generally speaking, after about 20 sessions is when we start seeing some results. So I would encourage you to try this with a few patients, let them go through a few of these sessions to see if they are benefiting from it. And another benefit for them as well is it's not going to be any risk to them either. This is covered by most insurances, actually, including Medicaid, Medicare. So it's really risk-free for you.
Give it a shot, Hunter, and we'll try it out with a few patients and see where we go.
Sounds great. Let's set up some time next week.
Perfect. I'm going to retrain your brain.
I think, Hunter, thank you, because my brain needs extensive retraining. So thank you, Bella, and thank you, Hunter. Perfect. Yes.
Next, we have Adrian.
Adrian, who would you like Bella to be, please?
Bella could be a facility owner also.
Bella likes to, she likes to own stuff.
I do like to own stuff. I own you. I own you. You've been to Tony Robbins. All right. Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. This is Adrian.
Hi, Adrian. How are you? I was expecting your call. Unfortunately, super busy today, but what can I do for you?
Well, it's okay. I understand. So I own a company called Limitless Medical Laboratories. We're a clinical analytical testing lab over in Franklin, Tennessee. Riley was kind enough to refer you to me. We opened shop here back in October, and we have the privilege of servicing a good portion of the treatment centers in Middle Tennessee. And I wanted to see if you were open to, I'm sorry, hold on a second, you're blanking out.
I'm blanking out? Adrian? Did he freeze?
Yep, he did.
No, he's moving.
He's moving. He's faking
Hello?
it.
Hello?
Adrian.
He got
Sorry
you.
about that. I don't know what happened to my computer there. So I wanted to take a moment to talk to you about our services and see if you're happy with, who you're generally using right now. Do you know who you're doing your lab services with right now?
Yeah, we do them with ABC Labs.
Oh, okay. Well, just to tell you a little bit of difference between us and ABC Labs, we are a small boutique lab. We have personalized service. It's just me and my partner, Chris. Our turn time is one of the things that separate us the most from ABC Labs. Right now, we're averaging about an 8-hour turn time.
Wow, that's impressive.
Industry standard is typically, anywhere from 36 to 48 hours. We understand how important it is to get those results back. So, everything we built in terms of the lab, the redundancy, the way we've set up our testing is geared towards getting that information back to you as accurately and as quickly as we can. Another thing is personalized service. So as you know, it's very difficult to get anybody from ABC Labs or LabCorp or Quest or anybody else on the phone. Chris and I are the only ones you'll ever speak to. As far as the company goes, we are available 24 hours a day. And we also know that this industry.
So you mean if I call you at 2:30 in the morning, you're going to answer my call?
Yes, ma'am. I'll answer at 2:30 in the morning, any day of the week.
Wow. That is impressive. On that note, definitely. I do that too. You do that too. Willing to take the meeting. Adrian, I'm going to test that 2:30 in the morning call and see if you really answer the phone.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'll just, what time of day would be good to meet up?
If you bring lunch tomorrow, I'll be here.
Okay, I'll be there at noon then.
All right, let's do it. I like to eat.
Hunter, Adrian, outstanding job. Let's get to the feedbackers.
Let's get to the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Hunter or Adrian, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then like a little next step scoring system. Would that next step be you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal? Oh, yeah, than have a longer meeting with Hunter or Adrian? I don't think that's necessary. That wouldn't be too fun. But maybe the next step is like a little mocha chocolate and a little croissant from Starbucks to have a little bit longer of a meeting. But if that's not enough time, you would rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, getting the seafood tower, the nice juicy steak. Unless you're a vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and French fries, but you're not going to skip out on dessert because you definitely want to have the longest meeting possible. And if that's not enough time, then you would be willing to rent a private jet. Of course, up and pick up Riley because he did invite you here. Maybe fly to Belize or somewhere else on that private jet for the longest meeting possible. So let's kick it off with Mitzi. And Mitzi, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Hunter?
Well, I enjoyed hearing about, I wasn't sure what was it, where Hunter was going when he first, because not familiar with who he's representing. And so originally I thought he was doing like what I do. And I thought it was crazy to ask a treatment, call a treatment center, like, are you happy with your treatment? I was like, I never thought to do that. But when I figured out that he had neurofeedback and biofeedback, I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And so, I thought it was great. I kind of was hanging on the seat of my pants wanting to hear more because I was confused at first and then excited. So I would like to sign up for neurofeedback when we get off the phone.
Let's go, Mitzi. How about that? Excellent job. So that's the follow-up step is sign up for neurofeedback. Mitzi, excellent.
But I'm here. And next up, let's go. Sam, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Adrian?
Yeah, I think it's awesome that, and it took a lot of courage for you to even be willing to do that improv type of situation. And I like the fact that whenever she finished and it said, sounds good, I'm interested, you followed up with like a follow-up in terms of like, okay, when's a good time to meet so you can follow up and follow through. And then coming through the next day with lunch to work on continuing to close that deal. So good job.
Thank you for Sam. Little lunch coming up.
Little lunch is coming. Let's go. Chris. Chris, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Hunter? Yes, that's you.
Had to get the audio on. Thank you. Hunter did well at presenting and building up the value, especially when talking about the mind and how it works with this treatment. Also asked some, I wouldn't say, he did some fact-finding questions, which I liked about, what treatments you offer, what modalities you offer, as well as are you open to a different kind of treatment as well. So talking specifically about holistic treatment. So I liked that approach. Well done.
Cool. Excellent job, Chris. And the next step would be a little cup of coffee, maybe dinner, private jet. What's coming up next, Chris?
Definitely a sit down to dive in more of what the neuro. I mean, because that's a pretty new topic, I'm thinking, for a treatment center that hadn't heard of it before. So we're gonna have to dive in, learn more.
He said a sit down though. Isn't that where people like get whacked and stuff if they have a sit down?
Yeah, and Chris, the Bada Bing. Did you ever see The Sopranos, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bada Bing is actually about 7 minutes from where we are right now. The legitimate place. It's actually called Satin Dolls. Never been there. Factual, but it is. So we can have a sit down.
You can have a sit down there.
With Tony Soprano.
You want this service or not? You want this service or not?
Love it, Chris. Let's go.
Let's go. And let's go, Valentina. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Adrian?
I also like that he ended with it with next steps, micro commitment, because sometimes you can just be like, okay. So I like that he was like, let's make that set plan. And then I like how you talked about what your service does and how it's more holistic. It's like I think like a good trigger word, especially in 2024.
Yeah. You know what's interesting for me? Sam and Valentina's voice sound incredibly similar.
Is that so?
No, I'm a huge vocal quality dynamic person, so it is two incredibly divergent voice types in Sam and Valentina. It's super fun. And Valentina, what would the next step be?
Well, you were saying what I saw was that you asked like, let's meet next week, right?
Yeah, like it could be for a cup of coffee, could be for dinner, could be for a private jet, could be for some biofeedback with weird things strapped to your head. So what would that, what would it be for you?
I would say, yeah, like to make to tour the facility where it's done or to.
And they can go like this and have like things attached to your head. Perfect.
Don't mess with my hair, man.
I knew that. So Valentina.
No, you don't want to be messing with your hair.
No.
Yes. Thank you, Valentina. And let's go, Riley. Riley, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Hunter?
I'll give feedback for both of them. Great job stepping up to the plate, boys, and being open and willing. My one direct piece of feedback, something I've learned hanging out with these two crazy humans that are leading this charge, is get to what are they struggling with a little sooner. Figure out what they're passionate about, what's their mission, vision, purpose in this world. But both of you did a great job of explaining exactly who you are, what you're about, and what you can do for them. Just getting to what makes sense in their life. What are they trying to achieve would be the one piece of feedback that I'd give both to you. But for me, Sean's paying, so I'm definitely picking Bella up. She's grabbing his credit card. We're getting a private jet. We're scooping everybody, and we're going to not Belize, Adrian, but to the Cayman Islands.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I got to go diving, so great job.
Yeah, the place I see Riley most is on islands with us. So this is a pretty good deal. Like Grand Cayman, Long Beach Island, scuba diving, surfing, all of it. Now, miss you, brother. And Riley, I know you two are going to cook something up. So I'm going to take a breath and just pace about for a moment as you set the scenario.
Yes, because Sean gets really nervous about this time in the show, and he starts pacing because he knows I'm about to put him on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about. Because Hunter, Adrian, maybe you guys knew what you were doing. Maybe you didn't. Riley, as you know, I've got a few scenarios that I've cooked up for Sean to go from hello to yes on. You can choose one of these scenarios. You can change anything about these scenarios, or you can come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Come on, let's see.
All right. So option number one is I thought Sean could role play Hunter, going from hello to yes with someone who is very skeptic about this whole neurofeedback. And you mean you put machines on your head and they actually work? Like there's no possible way that actually works. And so Sean is going to convince them that it does work and to give it a shot in their facility. So that is option number one. Option number two is Sean could role play Adrian to go from hello to yes with the largest treatment center in his area. We'll call it ABC Recovery, whatever, that uses Quest labs and they love them. They've been consistent. They've used them for 15 years. And so Sean is going to play Adrian, convincing them to give his lab a chance over Quest. So that's option number 2. And then option number 3 is we know a lot of areas have been affected by Hurricane Elena. Hopefully none of you were, but Asheville was definitely hit pretty hard. And so I thought option number 3 is Sean could role play going from hello to yes with Ashton Kutcher, who happened to lives in Asheville, on donating $1 million for hurricane relief. So those are the 3 options I have for you today, Riley. Any of those tickle your fancy, or do you got something much harder up that sleeve somewhere?
I think if he's open, I think he will be. Chris, you open to being a patient that doesn't want to go to treatment, maybe taking it back 10, 15 years and not being open or willing to receive help from Sean, who's going to be someone trying to support you and getting you into treatment. But my ask of you is going to be to practice what you've learned in self-development, personal development, your time at Tony Robbins, and just be as difficult as you possibly can be. Don't be real open to receiving the
Riley's
help
my
you
friend.
desperately need. But the reason for it is I want to see if Sean can do it, is what it comes down to, because we can be some hard-headed people when we are not in the headspace to receive help.
Sean's hard-headed too, so this should be a really good role for him to practice. Chris, are you up for this?
What?
I'm not open to that.
No?
I'm getting into character.
Okay, perfect.
All right. And what is how do we end up on the phone, Raj? Tell me that. How do we end up in communication?
So Chris's mother reached out to you. She knows that you are an individual in the behavioral healthcare space. And Chris's mom reached out to you, kind of gave you the rundown that he's struggling with substance use and has to get out of her house and is being a leech and a bum, stealing from her, the whole nine. All the things that we do when we're getting high or getting drunk. That is how you guys ended up on the phone. You called Chris, and Chris is pretty closed off to the idea of going to treatment right now.
Did he agree to the call, or am I calling him cold?
He agreed to his mom sharing his phone number with you after her phone call.
Okay, cool. Hi, is Chris available?
This is him.
Hey, Chris, this is Riley with Recovery Unplugged. It's a good time to chat. Your mom, Mary, gave me your number.
She did she?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I guess I can talk to you for a few minutes. I got some things going on, but what's that?
Yeah, hey. So my first question is, why did you give your mom permission to give me the number in the first place? I'm super grateful for it. But what was the why behind that? I know that's not an easy decision. I want to congratulate you on that. But I'm curious of what prompted you to give her the permission in the first place.
Well, I felt cornered. She caught me stealing from her, and she confronted me, and I felt like in order to get her off my back, I just, say, all right, you can give my number to somebody.
Got it. So thank you for the transparency. But Chris is the only reason, and I hold no judgment. I'm a person in recovery myself. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I'm sure I can't even begin to imagine all the stories, all the challenges, all the dynamics, all the disappointments, frustrations, every bit of pain you have. But what I really want to know is like where you're at. So did you give permission to your mom only to buy some time, right, and get some space and figure something out?
Yeah.
Or was there any part of you that wanted to talk to me authentically? Any part of you?
I didn't expect a phone call. Honestly, I just have to figure a few things out, and I think I got a pretty good plan this time.
Cool.
I'm tired.
Okay, you're tired of? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I am tired of letting people down, especially myself. So I have a pretty good plan to get things back on track.
Cool. So is there any part of you that want to chat with me at all, or zero?
Well, we are on the phone.
Yeah.
So I think I'm open to hearing what you might have to say.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
my mom
Yeah.
might have shared anything with you.
Yeah. No, listen, Chris, I'm really appreciative, right? Because what I can't do, as you probably know by now, is I can't convince you of anything. And you've got to come to a place where you're in enough pain to change your behavior. And you're not alone, dude. I mean, whatever crazy shit you've done, I promise I've heard worse and probably done worse. And I can appreciate the shame, the guilt, the challenges, all of it. And this isn't like holier than thou, like let's, save your, heart, spirit, all the things. This is just like, hey, are you ready to have a different conversation? You're not trapped. You're not stuck. You may be with your mom a little bit, but you're not with me. So the simple thing I want to ask you, brother, is if you'd like to have a longer conversation, I promise you I will deal straight in every way. And there's no way your body wants to make the change. There's no way most of your nervous system wants to make the change, and that's normal. It's totally normal. In fact, if you're on this call and be like, no, I'm really ready, I've never heard that. The fact that there's a crack of daylight means, though, brother, we have something to build on. I don't care if you go and get drunk and shoot up 5 minutes after we hang up, right? It's normal. It's normal. But how would it resonate with you to simply have a half an hour call tomorrow, later today? I'll get together in person, take you out and buy a beer. Just kidding. Go out and buy a burger or something, but get together and talk to you about a possibility of what this path looks like. We have a very unique approach. We have very unique results. We are extremely real, as I hope like it's landing for you. So how would that feel for you to have a call either later today? I could swing by and we could chat more, get together tomorrow. But my only request is, I don't care if you're drunk and high and we get together, that we keep our word and get together. That's all I care about right now. So Chris, what's on your heart?
How am I supposed to resist that? I mean, yeah, I was going to say, I got to go coach some Little League baseball players, and there's no baseball right now, but yeah, no, I'm open.
All right, awesome. And then I would lock it down, out of roll. Chris, great job. How'd I do as Riley having a conversation with Chris that was in a lot of trouble?
For a man that can't see and surfs and scuba dives and does all the crazy shit that you do, it amazes me every single time I hear you so eloquently and effectively get somebody that I prime to not give you a yes, give you a yes. Every
It
single
happens to
time.
me all the time too.
But Riley, and for fun, in like fun energy and not fun energy, Chris and everybody, I can't sell shit that I don't believe in. Incapable. So I own a 120 person law firm, and what our law firm and the training I give everybody, and I train speakers around the world and all the things. What I tell people in the law firm, our clients and our team, is tell people this walking in a litigation case. If you want to lie and you want to get more than you're entitled to, we are the worst law firm in the world for you. If you want to tell the truth and bring about a just and fair result, there's nobody better on the earth. Because everything is about, from our perspective, the loving pursuit of the relevant truth. It's all about. So Chris, really great job, brother. And how was that for you? And how was your time overall, Chris, on Riley and Recovery Unplugged's Heart of Influence?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Kind of just being baptized with the process and seeing how things are going. And at first I didn't know what to expect. So just remaining open-minded and going with the flow. I like the format, the setup. It really gets me thinking. I think just diving into relationship. I mean, that's what we're talking about today, is how to build rapport and relationship immediately. And so that's something that is interesting to me and fascinating.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean, we teach the highest scientific level on earth in every format, like philanthropy, recovery, to jury verdicts, to business transactions, all of it. But it really is about the truth. So we always go with the most obvious why. So the person's on the call. That's why I asked Riley that question. The person's on the call. They're on that call for a reason, right? And so I always ask people, hey, so if it's a set call, all right, what's your pitch? I'm like, dude, I have no pitch. Like, why'd you take this call? Every one of you are here for a reason, right? So I always go to why. Like, why'd you come? Why'd you say yes? Because people want something. They desire more of something. And once we get there, it like cracks certainty. It changes the frame of like, you're chasing a yes from me. I ain't chasing anything. You know, like you're here for something. I'm here for something. Like I'm clear on my intent. But I think you're the one who might be concealing your intent. I'm wide open. Can you feel that, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for being here today and great job. Let's go, Valentina. Thank you so much for being here today. And Valentina, please, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence, Riley Osborne Recovery Unplugged style?
Oh, that was really great. I really like how you asked what the why was, because as we all learn, if we're all in sales, that you have to lead with your why. And it's more about having the other person speak, more so like selling isn't telling. It's a lot of like listening. So I like how you got him to speak about like, why did your mom give out your number, like bluntly, and then he responded and went into details. And I like how you also did kind of like a reverse psychology, like I don't care if you show up like hi, but I do want you to keep your word that you show up. I really liked that part because I love the 4 agreements. So I also sometimes I hold people to having impeccable word, and I feel like just mentioning it really makes people like follow through more so than if you didn't mention that. So I
Awesome.
like learning that stuff.
Cool. Well, thank you, Valentina. Beautiful job. These are really masterful people. I mean that sincerely. Really,
They
right?
really are.
Great group. Hunter, really appreciate what you're up to. I am definitely looking forward to my brain being rewired by Bella and you. And so, Hunter, thank you. Great job in the participant seat. Never an easy place to be. How was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
Yeah, it was great. Thank you. And I shared earlier, I met Riley just Friday and he's like, hey, we got a show. Can you be there? And I'm like, sure. And it's Tuesday. So short turnaround, but very glad to be here. I appreciate the feedback and look forward to connecting with you guys.
Cool. And for everybody, welcome to the ecosystem of people who've been on the Heart of Influence. There's more than 8,000 people that have now been on the show, and you're a part of that ecosystem. So welcome and congratulations, Miss Bella.
Let's go over to Adrian, who also jumped into that participant seat, which is not easy. Congratulations on the business. And how was your time with us today on Riley's Heart of Influence?
It was great. This is actually my second time that I've been on with you guys. I had the privilege on being once before. And I agreed a lot with what Valentina and everybody else is saying. To me, the way I approach business, I always try to listen more than I talk. And my big thing is to be of service. Everything else is a byproduct of that, and it grows organically from that. And just trying to listen to see where you can identify opportunities to help and to grow and strengthen these relationships. If you do that right, you take the time to do it right, things grow from there. And I think that what you guys are doing here ties all of that in. The concepts that you're talking about and the strategies that you're talking about. It's all about creating those relationships. And I think it's super important for anybody going into business to do that.
Thank you, brother. Great job. Appreciate you. Wonderful work. Please.
Mitzi, I know this is your second time here. Great job kicking us off into the feedback seat. And how was your time with us on the Recovery Unplugged Heart of Influence?
It was great. I'm always a little bit surprised, maybe like Riley, where I think in my head, this guy's not going to be able to talk this, how would he know how to do that? And then I was surprised. One of the things that I noticed when you asked for another 30-minute conversation, that's something that doesn't occur to me when I'm on the phone with somebody that's sick. And I think that maybe feel like a sense of urgency or emergency. I have a fear because of fentanyl and overdoses where I'm just like, okay, he doesn't want to go with me. I got to get him somewhere. Which in honestly, like if they don't want to travel, getting them to Recovery Unplugged, you know, something like that's great. I'm happy to do that. I have one right now that we're texting that's going over there today. So like I love getting them places, but when they're sold on a place that I know is not a good, that I know it's not a good fit, and I know that they're not going to receive good treatment there, is the struggle that I typically have. And I think that I'm going to try that, when I heard you say, okay, but would you be willing to have a half-hour conversation with me about why I think that this other option is better?
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to start utilizing that, because there's a couple of treatment centers that take people that they shouldn't take. And
Mitzi should have. And you know, we live in a world of weird rules. And like the rule is, oh, you know, never say something negative about somebody. I mean, I don't want to say negative things about people, but if I'm assessing like who's the best quarterback, running back, pitcher on the team, I'm going to talk about their curveball, slider, placement, you know, ERA, like it's facts. And if we could do that about baseball players, we could sure do it when people's lives are at stake. So somebody might get pissed off. Hey, what I heard you said that you're better than us. Well, we are. I mean, that's it. Like, so in the space of accelerating people's businesses, influence, I mean, I say all the time, I got a $250,000 bet out with Grant Cardone and Jordan Belfort, each for charity, and I hear crickets. And my point is, integrity-based human influence smokes them all day long, and I'm not shy about saying it. And I'm not looking to put them down as people. I'm just saying I throw 110, they throw 92. You know, like that's it. And so I can help people, not so I can hurt people. And so if your intent is to get people the best care and you know things they don't, I mean, the only thing I think we're doing is, if we keep that to ourselves, is we're being selfish so we can protect ourselves against somebody criticizing us in some silly, weird societal BS thing, right? And most of those people would knock you in a second anyway. Right. So it's about bringing truth to people. So congratulations on stepping forward to support people in truth and helping them. So thank you, Mitzi.
Awesome. Thanks.
No, sir.
Great job, Mitzi. Let's go to the man that you thought was modeling Valentina and sounded very close and similar during your expert hearing, Sam.
So I'm blind, so I can't see them.
Yeah,
but they sound the same.
They sound the same. So Sam, how was your time on the Heart of Influence today?
I really enjoyed it, and thank you for having me.
Can you hear that?
I can hear that.
Yes.
Yes.
God bless both of you. So I've ran admissions teams and business development teams. What I enjoyed during the mock phone call was Sean being personable. Whenever it was my time to go to treatment and I was talking to an individual, I felt lonely and like I was the only person that was going through this. And so then hearing, whenever I spoke to my admissions counselor, that it's like, hey, I'm in recovery as well. I've been there. I get it. I didn't feel as alone. And then by the time you ended up finishing the call, like I was ready to go to treatment, and I'm 12 and a half years sober. So
thank you, brother. Listen, appreciate what you do and everybody here does. It's such important work, you know, and I'm blessed, but for the grace of God go I, to have never had any substance challenge in my life. In fact, I don't even drink. It's just not something I feel good about, and have really ever. You drank a little bit in high school and college, but always a little bit, like never. But I've had alcoholism and other challenges in my family. So I've experienced it and been deeply affected by it. So I'm very grateful for everything that you do, Sam, and everybody else does here, and great job today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brings us to the man.
It does.
Riley, from LBI surfing to the Caymans and diving. One thing that's always present for me is the depth of your heart for people, your fun energy, your wit, your leadership. And Riley, thank you for everything you do. Recovery Unplugged just rocks the world. I know that Recovery Unplugged and Andrew received an award. I was super excited to hear about that, and powerful recognition in the last day or two. So Riley, thank you for all that you do, brother, on your final today.
I think three things. One, I think everybody's born with a superpower, and if you choose not to use it, then you're letting yourself down. If you're on this call, you've chosen to serve and support people, and I think you guys are utilizing that superpower. So if you're not utilizing it at its full capacity, step the hell all the way into it and get the job done. Number two, there's 3 CEO founders on this meeting, and then there's 3 people that are in the space of supporting people on a daily basis. So just grateful for each of you and what it is exactly that you do. And then number 3 is going to be that there is never going to be enough beds in this country to support and serve everybody that needs the services that each of us offer in whatever direction that is. So, you know, if you've ever viewed somebody as competition, you know, change that philosophy in your mind, start looking at it as a partnership to merge ecosystems with each other and bring together the forces of good that each of us have. Just remember that life isn't that serious, right? Go have some fun in whatever it is that you do. And that's what I got to do today, and learning more about each and every one of you. And once again, Mr. Sean Callagy blows my mind and gets somebody from hello to yes and doesn't even work or operate in our daggum space. So if he can do it, I definitely should be able to do it. So I'm going to keep learning and trying.
Thank you, Riley. Appreciate that. And I got her to say yes. That's not easy.
That's true. It wasn't easy.
No, thank you. So for everybody, we have a couple of gifts for you powerfully. The first is October 22nd, mastering. It's a big word. Mastering men, women, and money. We are working with the greatest expert in the battle of the sexes on the planet, Alison Armstrong. She created Tony Robbins relationship content. Tony has edified her at the highest levels for her work on the planet. Tony has also called me a dear friend and heard all those things before. October 22nd is going to be so powerful for yourselves and for anybody that you know that you want to get the greatest cutting edge. Because a lot of people that struggle in these spaces have obviously tremendous relationship challenges, interpersonal challenges. So that plus money. Because money is a source of immense stress for human beings as well. So I'm going to rock my side of it. Allison's got her side of it. It will not be a throwaway. Our commitment is this might be the most powerful webinar that's ever been given for free that anybody's ever experienced. That's our gift for you, number one. Number two, we have a business acceleration session. If we're working with Recovery Unplugged and working with the people we're working with, and top attorneys, accountants, financial service providers, all the way to startup entrepreneurs, everybody in between, our work, mind-blowing. Nothing we pushed on you, none of it. The heart you felt from me is what you receive in that session. And truly, frankly, it will blow your mind. That's how Bella ended up here for Recovery Unplugged this year. That business acceleration session will close the leakage and accelerate the gap. So some more gifts for you once you get there. But thank you for that. And this is not like a funnel and you're there and all of a sudden the pitch hook closing starts. We don't pitch hook close anyone. You heard how we communicate in the conversation we had here, role played out, Chris. That's how we always communicate, but we're looking for all the leakages that might cause massive acceleration. So thank you for that. Your final.
My final is, yes, I sat in the participant seat just like Hunter and Adrian, and I came here to prove it. I came to prove that I was better, that I knew better, that I knew a lot more. And what I've discovered is there's no one that I have met that has caused more millions of dollars in people's bank accounts and business than this guy. So if this is your first time here or your second time here and you haven't had that business acceleration session yet, it's absolutely crazy not to. But maybe, I don't know, if you don't want your business to make any more money or grow extra millions in your company, then probably just skip that call altogether and just learn about relationships instead. But definitely, thank you all for being here. Connect with each other. That's most important. And looking forward to seeing you all back again.
Especially Riley and Recovery Unplugged that made this happen today. So on behalf of Bella, Riley, all of you, thank you for being here today on Trajectory Tuesday. And we end every show by saying this: I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain that as to the possibilities for acceleration that sit right in front of all of us right here at some level. However, we are all blind
and just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.